The whole process is divided into 4 steps. The 4 steps are basically like this. The first one is planning. Okay, we will go into details of this. Even this, you see, this is part of the course and part of the book. Okay, inside this part one, there are chapters. Okay, like system initial system request and the feasibilities. Okay, all this and project planning, we will go in much more details, but I am just telling you that every system development is basically composed of 4 steps. One is planning, second one is analysis, third design, and implementation. So these are the 4 main steps. Within each step, for example, within planning there are many details, within analysis there are many details, and within design there are many details, and in the same way in implementation. Okay, so in a big picture there are only 4 phases: planning, analysis, design, and implementation. Okay, and within this there are too much details. We will go through these details now, one by one. Okay, so these are the learning objectives of today class. I'm not going into all of this. Let's go to the next one. So you see, in this planning phase, so our first target is now is the planning phase, and within planning phase there are so much detail. We'll go through that one by one. So what is planning? The planning phase is a fundamental two-step process of understanding why an information system should be developed. You see, the first question, why? Why we need a new system? Why we should develop a new digital system? Okay, and second one, if we got an answer for this, that we really need a new system because of this, because of this, because of this, because of this. So once we are satisfied from the first why question, then we will do what? Then we will create plans. Okay, then okay, if we need a system, then how to develop the system. So you see, why and then how. And there are so many deliverables means that what we are doing it at every phase, at every step, actually we are documenting that, we are writing that. So every step we write that, and once we write and document that, that documented output is called deliverable, like a reporting of each phase, and the report of each phase is a deliverable of that phase, and that will be one document, and we actually give different names to different deliverables. With from time to time we will go in this detail. Okay, this one we have already covered last time, that how many systems are failing due to uh, due to uh, uh, improper planning, due to improper designing, and all this stuff. So so many projects are failing due to that. So these are just some statistics that the world, the different organizations, the government, how much money is actually spending by designing a new system. Okay, so these are just estimates. Okay, now why do we need a formal system? The first question actually starts from here. Okay, actually it is like this, that when people are working within some organization, okay, then within the organization people are facing problem, and then some people inside the organization, when they face problem, they are thinking about solution of that. So the solution is actually a system. So meaning to say, the change or the need for the new system most of the times come out from the same organization. The people working there, they feel some problems and they propose the system one way. Another way, sometime actually the people maybe they are facing problem, but they didn't have a clear cut point of view about the new system. Then it is also possible that outside a company or developer or system analyst approach the organization, that actually your system be can be designed better, can produce better outcomes if you adopt a new system. So meaning to say, sometimes the new system is proposed by outsiders, sometimes the new system is actually proposed by the same employee working in the organization. So first of all, why do we need a formal process? Actually, it these questions are the answer for this question is come out from the daily activities that the people are facing, and those daily activities, those daily problems are the answer for this question. For example, if the employee cannot communicate better, then there is a need. We need a new system for this. If the students, the lecturers cannot communicate properly to each other, cannot share, then there will be a thinking about this. We need a new system. Okay, so meaning to say, wherever there is a drawback, limitation in the existing system, that limitation trigger, okay, a question for the new system, and there is a proper demand about that. Okay, and the system analyst, okay, once there is a demand for this, and once we have a reason for this, that why we need a new system, then actually here the person system analyst comes in. Meaning to say, you see what the system analyst will do, the system analyst will design a system to add the value. Okay, okay, meaning to say, the system analyst will design the new system in such a way that add a value to the existing system, and must understand the business process also. So system analyst is such a person who understand the problems in the organization, who understand technology also, and who understand the business perspective also. Note the point, we will be using this word many times, business. So some some organizations are business oriented, like the Shopee, Lazada, and all online selling organizations. Okay, most of the shopping malls and the supermarkets nowadays, they have an online system also. Okay, so that will be the business organization, and some organizations are not business oriented, they are education or government organizations. So government, educational, or NGOs based systems, they are not looking for money. Okay, but the target of them is performance. So in educational organization, best performance, best communication. Okay, in government organization, best performance, best services. How quickly you can get something from government organization, how quickly and how easily you can get it. So you see, I'm re-explaining the point that some organization will be business oriented. Their target is money, profit, and some organizations are non-profit organization, like educational, government, and some other NGOs type of organizations. So their objective is not money, but best services. Okay, second one, so these things, the person, a system analyst is a person who actually become a bridge between these two. Like on one side are developers, on the other side are the organization people. There may be the management of the organization, the people of the organization, the employee of the organization. So how to convince the management that you need a new system, and then what type of system, okay, that will be proposed by the system analyst. Okay, the system analyst must also know the requirements, all the technology, the business ups and downs, the business terminologies, the technology terminologies, and the organizational terminologies. So you see, there are actually like a triangle. Okay, organization, technology, and business. So how all these coordinate with each other to improve, overall improve. This this the driver of these steps of these processes is actually the system analyst. So the system analyst monitor all these things. Okay, okay, so let's proceed. Next one, yeah. So why the system fails? We already conducted some mini surveys in our last class. So you see, all these are the outcomes of that survey. Okay, next one is, can I direct? Wait, resume recording. Yeah, the system analyst uh, will have um a business analysis, meaning to say the system analyst should know how the business will improve due to the new system. And you see, if you know the business terminologies, the business dynamics, and the business processes, then actually you can propose. If you don't know the business processes, then will be difficult for you to talk about business processes, business structure. So meaning to say, a system analyst is actually a person who know business also, and who know organizational information also, and the person will know technology also. So note the point that maybe in the meanwhile you are thinking that, oh my god, the system analyst need to understand and to learn many things. Actually, somehow it is correct, but it doesn't mean that the system analyst will go in too much detail of programming, in too much detail of technology, in too much detail of business. No, it has some understanding of business, some understanding of organization, and some understanding of technology, and even some understanding of programming. Then such a person can better talk to business people, and can better talk to organizational people. Okay, uh, and to the programmer. So meaning to say, when he is talking to the programmer, he is using the programming terminology. When he is talking to the organization, then he is using the organizational terminology and organizational way of talking. So and if you see, the business people actually don't know IT, okay, and the IT people don't know business, and the organization don't so the organizational people, sometimes the top management and the people who are actually the decision maker, they are old school or old type of people. Actually, they don't know about the new technologies. Okay, so how to bridge all this together? This is the role of system analyst. So system analyst actually know the general information about business, technology, organization. Okay, and then bridge all these people together and try to convey the messages from business to management, from management to business, and in the same way to technology people and to the programmer. And then when they properly understand each other, then actually the new system will be the best one. Otherwise, if you see why the system fails, if the developers who are designing the system, if they don't know the business need, then actually they will do a lot of work. They will design a nice system, but it will not match with the objectives of the business. So again, fail. And then the business people will not accept, will not use it, because it is okay, it is a nice system, but it doesn't fulfill the requirements of their business. The same apply an organization also. Okay, if some system is very nice but cannot fulfill the requirements of that organization, the organization will not use it. Okay, so it means the understanding of each other is the key point of the success of the new system. If they don't understand each other, then there will be a lack of there will be a gap, and actually that gap makes the system fail. Okay, so the system analyst is a bridge, is the person who is bridging all these different people. Okay, next one. yeah, is the same thing that almost I explained. Okay, so the main process of the system development is this one, as I told you at the beginning also. This is called system development life cycle. There are many details, many different methodologies now in this, but the core principles are this: planning, analysis, design, and implementation. Okay, it starts from planning, then analysis, then design, and then implementation. So how these different phases will be designed, how this will be conducted. Okay, so there are many different methodologies for this. We will go through this in some details, I guess. Okay, so in very general way, later on we will talk in a little bit more details, but in a general way, if you look at this, so planning focuses on why. You see, there are mostly why and how. Why build a new system? How to structure the project? Okay, okay, and so when you are asking this question, why we need a system, and if let's suppose we need a system, then how to structure, how the system to develop. So for this purpose, you see, there will be the output of system request, and then feasibility studies and project planning. We will talk about this in detail. Okay, so generally the planning phase is about why and how. The second one, the analysis, that okay, if we the planning phase says yes, we need a system, then analysis phase comes about, okay, who will design it, who, what what will be the features inside the new system, where where it will be installed, meaning to say where it will operate. It will be online, it will be local, it will be desktop type of system, or it will be mobile app, meaning to say where, who will design, what will be the features of it, where it will reside, where it will be installed. So these are the general things. We will talk about this in more detail later, stepwise. Okay, then the third phase, design, focus on what? How will this system work? How will it work? Okay, so meaning to say the process, okay, of of you can simply say like this also, that like usage of the system, okay, how it will work. And when you come out from all these three processes, then actually everything is very much clear, and then the developer can develop the system. And once the system is developed, then is the last stage, implementation. Okay, and then finally the system will be implemented. We will go through in this in too much detail, don't worry about it. Actually, this planning, analysis, design, and implementation is the full course. Okay, we will go in too much detail within planning, okay, and then within analysis, and then in design and implementation. Okay, next one, two important points to understand about the system development life cycle. Number one, the first one, general sense of the phases and steps that information system project move through, and some of the techniques that produce certain deliverable. Meaning to say, from system development life cycle methodology, we need a general sense of the different phases. Like first phase is planning, okay, then analysis, then design, then development. Okay, there are now so many variations, and some too much research there. Okay, we will talk about that, but generally you should know that every new system development works like this. Okay, and every step has some deliverable, like planning, deliverables about planning. These analysis, analysis of documents about analysis, design, document about analysis, about design. Okay, and the second point, which system development life cycle is a process of gradual refinement. Note the point, this is very important word. Gradual refinement means that, you see, we are going through planning, analysis, planning, analysis, design, and then development. Okay, it's like a clockwise process. So it doesn't mean that whatever we plan for the first time, that is complete. No, sometime we come back to planning again and again and again, because sometimes we cannot understand the system at the first visit. Okay, we come back and replan, and if you plan something new, it will really affect analysis, the new analysis, and the new analysis will need a new design, and new design need a new development. So it means it's an iterative process. Okay, planning, analysis, design, development, again come to planning, analysis, design, and development. So it's a gradual refinement process. It's not one time process that okay, one time complete planning all, that's all, and chapter close. No, and one time complete analysis and chapter close. No, actually it's a gradual refinement. Yeah, I think there is a question. Let me check. Okay, so the one student is asking that he or she didn't get the first point. It means the first point means that you should have a general idea about system development, that there will be four main steps: planning, analysis, design, and development. You should have a general idea. General idea means that maybe within planning there are too much details, within analysis there are actually too much details, you will see. Okay, so if you don't remember or if you can't understand all the details, it's okay. You should have a general idea about the phases. And general idea is what? General idea about planning, general idea about analysis, and general idea about design, and general idea about development. So you should have a general idea about these four steps, and then you should keep in mind that all these four processes are actually not one one shot or one time processes. No, it's a gradual refinement. For example, you will visit an organization to talk to them, but when you come back and you are planning for that, you will get many questions. Then you need to revisit the organization again and talk about them again. So when you come back, maybe you will have again some questions and something to clarify. You will go back and talk to them. So you see, it's actually a gradual process. I hope it is clear now, right? Hello? Okay. So next one is okay. As I think I already explained that the process consists of four phases. Each phase consists of a series of steps. Okay, and then each phase is documented. When we document each phase, it become a report about that, and that report, a report about some phase, is called deliverable, meaning to say what is the output of that phase. So every phase has some output, and some of the outputs are in document form, in the report form. Okay, and some of the output will be in software form. For example, like the development phase, the output of development phase will be a software, and the planning phase, the output of the planning will be a document. Okay, so every phase has a deliverable, and these phases are executed sequentially. It means that there you will must go through planning first. Okay, then you can come to analysis. Okay, you cannot do like this, that do analysis first and then go to planning. No, it's a sequential, clockwise. Okay, planning, analysis, design, and then development. You will must go in this direction. Okay, so this is why it is a sequential process. Okay, and every phase when you are going through, you will have to answer some question. For example, The planning phase main questions that you will have to answer are: why should we build this system? What values does it provide? Meaning to say, what will be the benefit of this system that we are going to develop? So if you have the answer for why, and if you have the answer for what, that what will be the values, what will be the benefit, then you have more justification about the new system. And last one, how long will it take to build? You see, last time, if you remember, the time component. So you see, the time component you should know, the benefit component, and the requirement. Do we really need? Why we should develop? So these questions are these are the questions in planning phase. Okay, so when you get satisfiable answers here, then you can actually go to analysis phase. If you are not clear at this point that why we should develop a system, or for example, if you cannot convince the management of some organization for this question, they will, if they ask you why we should build the system, if you cannot convince them, actually they will not give you a budget. If they don't approve the budget, you cannot develop a system, you cannot go further. Okay, so the first important uh, point is this planning phase. You should have a very very convincing reason that why you need a new system, and what values it will add after developing the system, how the organization will be benefited. Okay, so this question, and this will take how much time. Okay, so if you have these answer, then actually you can come to the next level. And the analysis phase, the main questions are what? Okay, who will use it? This system is for the management people, or this system is for the users, for the common user. Okay, so you note the point. Depends, the actually the user change the system also. If the users are general people, the system structure will be different. If the user of the systems are managerial level people, then the system requirement and the system interface and the system properties will be different. So meaning to say, you will fix, or you should must know the user also, who will use it. Okay, because if you don't fix the user, or if you are not clear about the user, then you cannot design a system. Because you see, when you are designing, actually your target are the user. Okay, so you see, for example, let's suppose you are designing for disabled people. Okay, so you will keep in mind the requirements of the disabled. Okay, so meaning to say, actually user are the people which will change the look and the steps and the services inside the system. Okay, next one, what should the system do for us? Meaning to say, you see, how the system will work, what it will do for us, where and when it will be used. Where, meaning you see, the where question is actually points out the technology. Meaning to say, if it is network based, then internet will be compulsory, internet hardware will come in. Okay, internet related programming will come in, internet related designing. You see, there are so many details inside this where, so many details inside this when. Okay, so these questions are very very important that you should know at the beginning. And once you have these all questions, then you will design in such a way to answer the above questions, or to fulfill the requirements of the above phases. Okay, so actually each next phase is answer to the previous. For example, the analysis is the answer to this. And actually design is answer to the above, to both of the above phases. Okay, so each next phase provide answers to the previous stages. Okay, don't worry, we will go in details about this. And then the planning phase, the project initiation, meaning to say how it will be developed, what the timing, the feasibility. We will go in this in too much detail. And the project management by itself is a complete detail, that the development plan, the staffing, you need new staff, how to hire, what type of people to hire, what type of task should be assigned to who and to who, how they will collaborate, how they will report to each other. All these things are in the project management. So we will go through in this in too much detail. The analysis phase, develop and analyze the strategy, like model the current system. You see, this is very much important point, that first of all you should know the existing system, which is called current system, existing system. Okay, you think like this, that let's suppose before the online system, before the new system, let's suppose the Shopee. Okay, the Shopee, before the mobile app and the online app, how they were doing the business. Okay, so that manual way of doing the business is called the current system. So first you should know the current system, then you can formulate the new system. If you don't know the existing system, you cannot formulate the new one. So first of all you will have to understand the manual system. Okay, the existing system, the manual, it doesn't mean that it must be manual. Maybe it is one already digital system but is too old. Okay, and cannot fulfill the requirements of the new needs. So again, it already has a digital system, but you need to upgrade, or you need to replace by a new system. So in that case, you need to understand the existing system, and then you can formulate a new one. Next one, gather the requirements. You need to know the requirement. What type of technology we will need, what type of developers we will need, what type of designers we will need, and so on and so on. We will go in detail. Okay, the business data and the business processes, and then the develop a system proposal. We will go through the system proposal in detail. Okay. So let's go in detail. Next one. Okay, the design process, develop a design strategy, design architecture and interface. Yeah, in design, we all these are included. We will go in design phase again in detail, as I told you, but generally design phase include this. Okay, design strategy. You see, design strategy means what software we should use for designing, what type of colors we should use, what type of background we should use, okay, what type of animation we should use. So this is called the design strategy. And then the architecture, and then the interface. Okay, the interface means the buttons, the background, the text color, the animation, all these. Okay, and then develop a database and file specification, meaning to say where the data will be stored. Okay, the data will be stored online, or the data will be stored in local computer, and then how much information will be stored. Okay, and then develop the system and the program and write everything. Okay, next one. And then finally, when all this designing and coding done, then we come to the implementation stage. Okay, in implementation we actually replace the old system by the new one. Okay, when we get the new system and we test it, and then we install the new system. Okay, most of the times when we install a new system, actually the user don't know how to use. Then we need a training session. Maybe you will, as a developer, maybe if you develop a system for some company, maybe the company people, or maybe the organization people, they don't know how to use it. Then maybe you will have to train them from very beginning, step by step, how to start, then next step, then next step, next step, next step, and you will give them a workshop, a tutorial session, how to use it. After installation, maybe, but it is compulsory actually, that maybe from time to time, maybe after 6 months, after 1 year, or after 3 months, or after few weeks, the system got a problem. So who will fix it? That is called support or maintenance. So the organization will complain or will request that, oh, our system got some problem. Okay, then the developer team or the company will come and will fix it again. Okay, so maintenance is also one component, one compulsory phase of the system, and it is actually very common everywhere now. Is different methodologies. Okay, different methodologies has different styles. I think before this, the different stages, not stages, actually different type of methodologies. Some methodologies are process oriented, so they focus too much on the process. Some methodologies are data oriented, they focus on data. Some are object oriented, we will talk about this later. Some are structure oriented, some need a rapid action. Okay, some agile development. So let's see what are the different system development methodologies. uh, Different methodologies. Okay, so we will go through quickly about the methodologies. Okay, so the first methodology, actually, you see, the common thing, the four fundamental steps will be in every methodology. The four fundamental steps: planning, analysis, design, and development. The only difference is that different methodology is using in different style. Okay, you will realize the difference like this. So the first model, which is called waterfall development methodology. In the waterfall, it's really like a waterfall. You see, first of all is design, planning, and then when the all the planning completed, then you will come to analysis. You see, you will not come to analysis until you do all the planning. So meaning to say, mentally the team of developer and the analyst, mentally they think like planning complete. Okay, then come to analysis, and then do all the analysis, and then come to design, and then implementation, and then the system output. Okay, sometimes you see the dotted line during implementation. Okay, during implementation, maybe the team realize some problem, some fault, or some new requirements which is actually didn't address during the planning phase, or maybe didn't address during the analysis phase also. So if it is not included in planning, of course it will be not included in analysis, and it will be not included in design also. So if something new is realized here, then what you will have to do, you see, from here you will go back to planning again, analysis again, and designing again. And note this point, that actually this planning phase will take months. If the project is big, it may take 6 months, it may even take 1 year if it is too big project. But let's suppose few months here, few months or few weeks here, few months or few weeks here, depending on the size of the project. So after few months, if you go back from here, okay, go back, actually there is a big time delay or big time gap between planning and implementation. Sometimes you will even don't remember what the organization talked to you, because due to the few months delay, maybe you forgot many things. So this is the drawback of this system, that if there is any new change needed, then actually you will have to go back, and the gap between the phases is too much. Otherwise it is looks natural process, that okay, first do planning, then do analysis, then do designing, and then implement the system, and finally give the system to the users. It looks ideal, but in the real world it is not so smooth process, that okay, all planning finish at one time, that's all ideal situation. All analysis done in one time, ideal situation. It's actually not like this. You will come back again and again. So this is called waterfall model. The next model is parallel model. You see this one. You see, due to the previous the drawback in the previous system, that it needs there is a too much gap. Okay, so therefore the parallel model involved what, to address the lengthy time framework of the waterfall model. So you see the too much lengthy time that the previous model was taking, this model is do what, instead of doing designing and implementation in a sequence, okay, it, 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 this model divide the whole system into small projects, and for each small project there is a separate designing and implementation. Another project like a separate module, okay. Another project, you see, sub components are, the whole big project is divided into some small projects, and each small project is designed and developed separately. Another one designs and developed separately. It is also possible that one small project is given to one group, another project small component is given to another group, another small component is given to another group, okay. Then each group is parallelly working on designing and and the development, okay. So this one is doing what, actually the phases are going parallel to each other and there is no too much delay, okay. So this methodology tries to address the previous drawback, but actually it has its own drawback also. Its own drawback is like this, that if once you divide the projects into small projects, then one drawback is this, that sometime actually one phase is dependent on another phase, okay. For example, one small component that you have divided is actually dependent on the other, meaning to say you cannot design this one until you complete this one. So even though you have divided at the beginning, but actually practically is not workable, okay. These people, the group here, must need information from the group here. So but this group cannot provide the information until they are done, until they do the system. So you see, what's the problem, that this whole group is waiting for the other group, okay. In the real life system, actually it is possible. So this is one problem. Another problem, sometimes when you separately design the different components, okay, when you separately design the different component, like let's suppose this component is separate and this component is separate, this component is separate, at the end here, you see here, you need to combine all these sub projects into the whole complete project. But sometimes when you are bringing the sub modules, the sub projects, actually they are not compatible with each other. Sometimes they have a conflict, okay. They have a conflict, and sometimes they are not working with each other. So here they will face problem again, okay. So this is why it is a good strategy, but it also has some limitation. So you see, if you realize from here, every methodology has pros and cons, uh, some good points and some limitations, okay. Next one, next project, next methodology, okay, these are the problems I already explained. Next methodology is called V model. Okay, this V model, the main focus here is on testing, and actually this is also very good thing. Many projects, the team do planning, design, analysis, implementation, but they do not check, test thoroughly. So when they didn't test, they assume only that it will work. But when the system go to the user, actually there are many problems with that. Okay, so if you don't test, okay, the system thoroughly, it again creates problem. So due to this reason, this model focus on many testings. So it works basically like this in a V style. Okay, it do the analysis, then design, then implementation. So whatever they design and they do the each steps, at the same time they create a testing module also for that. For example, you see the unit testing. Okay, unit testing is a sub level testing. For example, if you are checking a one separate module, like the login system, that the login is working or not, so you will have to design a testing for that. So for example, if someone provide a wrong password, what will happen? If someone type a wrong email address, what will happen? You see, these are the testings. Okay, if someone use Gmail, what will happen? If someone use some organizational email address, what will happen? Okay, so what will be the different responses? This is called unit testing. After that, integration testing. So like the uh, mm, sign up module combined with the login module, and then this module combined with the product module, or selling, or customer. So there will be different modules. When you are combining with that, then integration different tests. Okay, which one should work first? If someone use the other component first, so you will have to design different testing modules also. So this is, you see, until this side, like the left side is like the same like waterfall model and parallel model. Okay, this the right side module is the extra component, and which actually is too much useful. If you check thoroughly like this, then at the actual installation point, you will face less problems. If you don't check, you will face many problems. I have practical experience of this, that if you don't check, if you just assume that, oh yes, it will work, if you don't check thoroughly by different type of data, by different options, by different type of point of views, you will face problem. So this is why this V model provide this type of methodology. Next one is a general idea which is called rapid development. Nowadays, you see, rapid development means that sometimes the organizations and or the businesses actually they need very quickly. They need the new system, very urgent. They cannot wait few months for planning, few months for analysis, few months for designing, and yeah, they cannot wait that long. So they need a rapid application development. So for this rapid application development, there are different strategies. Okay, so these different strategies are what? One strategy is this one, iterative development. Okay, this one quickly do like this, like this. You see, like a parallel system. But the most focus here is what? They divide the system into different versions. The very fundamental task, they put in the first version of the system. So meaning to say, the team design and develop the first fundamental components of the system, and release the system with a version 1 and give to the company. Then the company start using it. In the meanwhile, the company is using the version 1, and in the meanwhile the developer team is developing the second level of feature. Okay, and while the company is using the second version, the developer team will provide another version. So in the meanwhile, they are getting feedback also. Okay, feedback also, maybe some suggestions also. Okay, and the company the developer team will implement that, and finally they will release a next version. Okay, and the version 2 will replace the version 1. So version 2 is actually a combination of the previous features. Okay, v1 version 1 plus version 2. Okay, so the version 2 is a combination of these, and again it is given to the company or to the organization. They start using it, and in the meanwhile the developer team is producing or enhancing further features. Okay, and then next version and next version. I You see, actually many software systems are working in the same way. Even in the Windows and the Mac operating system, from time to time, even in the mobile, from time to time you will get notification that new updates are available. So the new updates are what? Actually, it is things like this, that from time to time, when there is a feedback from users, then they incorporate the new things in the next version, and we get a new version of the system. Okay, so next methodology is system prototyping. There are two type of prototyping. One is called system prototyping. System prototyping means that before developing the actual system, actually you design a prototype. Prototype is what? Prototype is an incomplete system, but it is a system, not document papers. Okay, in the previous methodologies, most of the work before is on papers, but this one, design one prototype first. Okay, one dummy type of system first, and then show to the business that you see you want a system like this. Then when the business people or the organization people look at the system, then they can actually quickly decide, because the system is already there. Okay, they can quickly decide, no, the login should not be like this, no, the this feature should be like this should be like this. So you see, the prototyping is used to get the actual requirement from the business or from the organization. So at the first stages, the prototype is used to get analysis and design, and later on the same prototype is converted into the full system. Note the point, the same prototype is going to the system. Okay, it may be some dummy system, it may be some web based uh, system, but once you get all the information from the user, the same system is converted to the actual system. There is another one which is called throwaway prototype. You see, throwaway prototype. In throwaway prototyping, the prototype is totally dummy. Okay, totally dummy. This one, it is 100% dummy software. It is a prototype. Just show to the business or to the company or to the other organization. When they see the prototype, then they can give feedback. Some, yes, it is okay, it is okay. Some, maybe no, this one is not okay, this one is not okay, it should be like this, it should be like this. So you see, quickly get feedback, quickly get approval. Some are approved, some are rejected, some feedback you get. Then this one, you see, that the throwaway means that this prototype is throwaway, it is not used anymore, and a new system is designed. You see, new system is designed based on the requirements that you got from here. Okay, so this way is a bit faster to understand the existing system. Okay, there is another one which is more faster than both of these, system prototype and throwaway prototype. What is this? This is called extreme programming. Extreme programming, it means that actually in this one, the the business people the developers, the programmer, the analyst, and even the user, they all sit together. You see, I'm repeating again, the business or the organization people, okay, the users and the developers, they all sit together. When they all sit together, then they quickly talk to each other. Okay, and they can easily convey messages to each other, discuss, and quickly develop. Once they develop, the users are there, they can quickly check, and the company people are there, they can quickly approve. So all the peoples are at one place, they sit together and decide like this. This is very good situation, but actually is too expensive and sometimes like unpractical. For example, how it is possible that you bring the people from business also and from the user also and the developer, so and they sit together? It is very rare cases, but still, if possible, then is the best way. Okay, actually, the main problem is the delay and the gap between the people. Like the company people, let's suppose they are somewhere else, the developers are somewhere else, the system analyst sometime go there, talk to them, and then maybe after 1, 2, or 3 days go there and talk to them. Okay, so you see that the messages from here reach to these people through the system analyst, maybe after a week, maybe after a month, okay, or after a 2 weeks. So you see the gap, this gap is reduced here, all the people are sitting together. Okay, but it is too expensive. If you want to do like this, you will have to provide a proper place, like maybe you book a 5-star hotel, a room in a 5-star hotel, or a hall in a 5-star hotel there, because all the peoples are there. They need different technologies to talk to each other. They need the development environment there, they need the testing environment there, they need the all the technology, all the requirements needed for that. So you will have to provide at that place. So it looks too expensive methodology, but is the best one if possible. Okay, this is also one methodology which is called Scrum framework. The details are available here. This is a group of people, they provide this one. And if you look at all the framework, all the methodologies, the 4 components are same: planning, analysis, design, and development. The way how to conduct this is different. Okay, so this one now, the question is that which one I should select, which one is the best. Okay, so actually there is no best and there is no worse. It depends on situation, which situation you are working in. So you see here is the these are the different component. Okay, that if what thing you are focusing on, this one. Okay, so in user requirements, waterfall is poor, parallel is also poor, phase model is a bit okay, the prototyping one. Okay, prototyping is the excellent, throwaway is also excellent. The XP, this Scrum and XP, and these are actually like the extreme models that we talk about right now. So these are the excellent, where the user, the developers, and the businesses are all at one place here. So you see, depends on your situation, in what type of situation you are working, you can pick up the methodology like that. Even you see, for example, unfamiliar technology, you are using such a technology that you are actually not too much familiar with that. For example, 5G, we didn't know about 5G yet, and you are trying to implement that one, how to do it. So you see, there is a big risk. So for that type of risk, this one is poor, this one is poor. These are, you see, throwaway prototype is the best one, meaning to say, check it, if working, so okay, then you can use in a next level. If not working, just throw away. Okay, and the others are, you see, poor. So these are the requirements, and here are the properties of each methodology. You can do like this also, that pick up one property from one, and other property from another property from another. Actually, you can design a hybrid methodology for yourself. So it is not necessary that you must follow the one methodology which is given. No, it's up to you. Maybe for this phase, for the user requirement, use this one, and for the technology, maybe use the same one, it is good. And for something else, maybe use this one. For the other one, maybe use anyone else. Okay, so you can combine best components from different, and you can design your own hybrid method also. Okay, so this one, the system analyst skill, we talk about this too much. If I talk again, I think it will become too lengthy, so let little bit skip. So the role of the system analyst, so it focuses on the business issue, it focuses on the new system issues. Okay, technical issues like what technology, who will develop, do we have the skill or not. Change management, if there is any change occur at the development phase, you see, the change will reflect to next people, and that people will report to that one that, oh, please redo the survey, redo market survey, redo user analysis survey, redo user requirement survey. So all these management, the system analyst should have this skill to communicate between people like this, and to agree the people and the project managers. You see, the meaning to say, actually, the system analyst is a best team player who can manage team. okay, and who can take work from different teams. Okay, so these are another different styles of designing, which is called UML, Unified Modeling Language. We will talk about this later in detail. Okay, someone is object-oriented style. We will talk about this in detail. Okay, these are different ways how to report, how to draw the diagrams. One methodology say in one style, some methodology say in other style. So actually these are just like a drawing or documentation strategies. We will talk about this later in detail. Okay, so this is the same thing. Phases, the workflow is almost the same. Business model, requirements, analysis, design. Yeah, is the same thing. Okay, some methods focus on one thing. Like you see, for example, in one method you will not see stuffing. Another method too much focusing on budget. Some focusing on inter-project issues. So one methodology focus on one thing too much. Another methodology maybe you can say like this also, that one methodology have some good points but some limitation also. Another come which cover that limitation but have another limitation, something like that. Okay, so these are all the different methodologies and details. Yeah, I am skipping this because we will talk about this later from time to time. So that's all for today. These are the general discussion about system development life cycles, and in the coming chapters we will talk about in detail about each of these steps. Okay, let me record this part. So the general idea in each model is like this, that planning, analysis, design, and then development. This is general thing which is actually present in every methodology. Okay, but the V model focuses too much on testing also. For example, in this case, when they plan something, then analyze for that, and then design that interface and implement real coding for that. You see, you just think like one process when complete, then the V model don't go for another process until it design a testing mechanism for that. So it doesn't go to next level until test this one. So you see, it comes like this: design one component, then test it. You see, this is why it become like a V. Then come to another component, plan, analyze, design, and develop. Okay, then quickly test it. Okay, and then next level, go through the same processes but test also. So you see, on the left side is the same processes, but on the right side of the V there is a testing procedure. So this model too much focuses on testing, and you should note that actually testing is a very compulsory component of computer science or IT projects, and there is a series of testing and types of testing. You see, types of testing, what you are testing from which perspective. You are testing from user point of view, you are testing from time point of view, meaning to say how faster is it. Okay, or you are testing from internet data point of view, meaning to say there are different type of tests and a series of tests. Okay, so the V model is working like this: design, develop, and implement, but test also. The right side is test. Here is the development and here is the testing. So meaning to say development and testing are goes parallel to each other. Is it okay? Clear now?
Ah, yeah.